Good morning, Center for Effective Living community. I hope you're having a great start to your morning. I've already been outside. It's a little bit cool, but I think things are going to start looking up for us and getting a bit warmer through the day, I think. Haven't really looked at the weather, but that's what I think. I'd like to continue the conversation that I started yesterday, which was about how to maintain a resilient posture during this busy period of the year. Yesterday, I talked about knowing when to actually stop, when to actually draw the line and say, I can't take on anymore. So today, I just wanted to continue the conversation to say, well, what if you've already done that and your plate is full and you're still finding it difficult to just get through what you need to do for the day? Well, I want to talk to you about being intentional about conducting your day and the activities that come into your focus by looking at whether or not they fit into your core values. What are core values? Core values are the principles or beliefs that are of central importance to you. They're like the compass that directs your focus, it directs your attention, and helps you to make those decisions so that you actually know that what it is that you're taking on or what it is that you're doing is actually in line with what is important to you. When we're actually doing things or living our lives in line with our core values, we're actually going to feel a degree of fulfillment. We're actually going to start to feel that what we're doing is meaningful and purposeful. And certainly in burnout ideas or research or literature, the idea of actually making sure that you are feeling engaged and that you are feeling like you're doing things in the center of your meaningful compass or values is quite important. So, how to discern what your core values are? There are some different ways of doing it, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to suggest that you look into your last 2 weeks and identify a moment in your last 2 weeks where you actually felt pretty positive about yourself and what you were doing. A moment when you actually thought to yourself, you know what, I'm actually feeling like what I am doing is meaningful and I'm engaged on it or in it. Now, once you've actually identified that moment, take some time to actually write down the event, write about what was going on, what you were doing, who were you with, the sorts of things that you might have been working through. Then, from that experience, you might then further distill think the activities that you were actually engaged in that were meaningful. For example, I've identified 3 that have popped up for me in a meaningful event in this last 2 weeks. 1, I was tinkering with ideas, new ideas. 2, I was problem solving a situation where I thought I could actually add a different or a fresh perspective to. And 3, I was in a situation where I also was being given the space and the ability to figure some of that stuff out on my own. Now, once you've come up with those 3 things or list of those things, you can then see if you can find a word, a principle, or a value that actually relates to those activities. So for myself, that would have been number 1, tinkering with ideas. Well, that's innovation. I value innovation. Number 2, problem solving for a solution that would have helped someone with a fresh perspective. Number 2, what's important for me, value adding. Number 3, having time to tinker and play around with those ideas and being given the opportunity to do that by myself and to have space. Well, number 3 for me, high value, is autonomy. So with those values that you identify, then just think for yourself in this busy period, how can you maximize opportunities where you're actually doing things that are in line with your core values? And have a think about when you're actually in a day where none of your core values are being used, how you can create meaningful activities in your week or in your day to actually express those values. That's my thought for today. See you later.